sometimes, when you see, I don't know, you're showering into a farm and you see they stay on the wall, you're like, okay, well, maybe a lot of wire. But again, it's hard to connect that to performance sometimes, even though I believe, when you have high iron, in theory, you'd have more bacterial proliferation and that kind of stuff. But again,
that's probably true, but we weren't able to measure that because we did it before the water lines, the distribution system, and that's where water might change. Brigitte, the student, when we were starting this study, she'd say, "Now, Lee, you know that the water the pig drinks out of the nipple is different than what's coming out of the well." And I said, "Yes, I agree." And then I said to her, I said, "Well, do you want to run 2,500 gallons of water into a tank from that nipple in one of those pens after the distribution system?" And we agreed that wasn't practical. And then the distribution system would have variation from farm to farm. And so were you really testing the water quality, or were you testing the water quality plus the maintenance of the distribution system? So that was a challenge. To answer your question on iron, they range from the good water, or what I call the good water, 1.3 parts per million to 5.5.
Okay. Do you have and I don't recall what the tables would say, what's ideal, do you know?
Well, there's not really in our tables, there wasn't recommended iron level of standard. Okay. Another one that gets a lot of attention is manganese. And those range from, they were all less than 1 part per million. We did not have any nitrate problems in our waters, any of the 15 that we sampled. No coliforms, fecal coliforms. So those kind of typical quality parameters weren't an issue. So we're not necessarily saying water quality doesn't matter, but we couldn't pick up the differences under the conditions of our trial. And within the range of waters that we had that appear to be out there, seems like maybe it's not as big an issue as we might think. But then the maintenance of the distribution system certainly is important. And that could change the answer based on how well that's maintained, how clean it is, biofilms. I know when we started our trial, we replaced all the plumbing to these rooms so that we'd have truly test the water. Wow. But we had Drinkomat cups in the nursery, so there was a nipple inside a water cup, and there's this metal standpipe that supplied them. So we had to have those, so we had to clean them, and we opened them up. I was embarrassed to say we had a lot of grunge inside there that had built up over a lot of years with water meds and that kind of thing. So we cleaned all those out too, so that we did everything we could to try to make sure we're testing the water quality and not the distribution system.